This week in What Could Go Wrong? Well, first I should actually turn the camera so I can remember what these places are. Alright, dice roll. That bounced right out and flew across the room. It's not an optimum rolling surface. Let's try this again. That's a 3. Uh-oh. Ooh, boy. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Alright, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. Oh, how is this boss gonna work with this weapon? Either very well or very poorly. Can't wait. Archstone of the Demon Fool's Idol. The church devoted to an idol mimicking the queen gave hope to the prisoners, but the malice behind it will crush their faint solace. That's interesting prose there. Can't remember if I've actually read all these descriptions before, actually. I don't know if I thought about the idea that each teleport spot has its own dedicated description. Does that ever happen again in all of the Souls games? Soulsborne, all 5? Are there dedicated teleport locations where each one has its own introductory description of where you're going? Anyway, this is a really cool zone. This is a very, very, very cool zone. Very cool. Also, there's chains in the sky somehow. And there's a giant, like, what looks like a giant beating heart covered in chains inside of that tower, so that's pretty neato. And it's also just a miserable, horrible place again. Hooray. Par for the course. Honestly, the longer we put off the poison swamp, the better. Howdy, guys. Are you statues? So we've got super high catwalks. Down there somewhere, there's land and places to go. There's just freaking structures in every direction. It's a really cool location. Silhouettes everywhere. You can see a glowing-eyed gargoyle monster off in the distance, which are what brought me here, because that's a weird reoccurring motif they have where gargoyles pick up the hero and drag them into the sky to another location. That happens in this game. It happens in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. I don't remember if... I don't think it happens in Bloodborne or Dark Souls 2, but they just keep doing it. First here, then Anor Londo, and then, like, immediately after what's basically the first boss in Dark Souls 3, too. Oh, he's nearby. There he is. Unfortunately, this is Demon's Souls, so they kind of struggle with the whole, like... how an aerial creature works, so they do some weird things here and there. Hey buddy, what you up to? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna vault real quick with my amazing vaulting powers. Stop that. There we go. This is one of the few places where that'd be mandatory, is that that's a small ledge. I'm like, whoa, oh my goodness! What could, oh my, I'm gonna have to defeat 4 great souls and put them into the Shrine of Winter so I can surpass this tiny barrier. Oh wait, I already made that joke, but still, it's like, Jesus Christ, Dark Souls 2, what's wrong with you? I love Dark Souls 2, I think it's fantastic, but that is the most baffling part of the game, is the Shrine of Winter, and the fact that you have to do all that crap to deal with the fact that there's a small obstacle in your way. Well, then all they had to do was just not make it look like that. Just not put that obvious dumb obstacle there, and then it wouldn't be as dumb. I know you're awake already, I don't know why you're faking it. Really dedicated to faking it. Hey. What you up to? Alright. Nice knowing you. Glad we could do this little fake out like we're playing For Honor or something where we do a little dance like, ooh, what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen? Then I kill you. Spoilers. Hello, creepy snake thing. It's like it looks like a heart, and it also looks like it has hands sticking out, like it's a tumor monster. Also looks like it's got snake scales. There are questions to be had about what's going on there. Howdy. Nice knowing you. This is the dumbest weapon. I'm gonna be in so much trouble when I actually have to worry about dodging and evading and stuff, because it's so slow. Like, I'm getting the jump on these guys more or less, but I'm gonna be in some real trouble. Everything about Tower of Latria is why I think of this game so fondly, I think. Like, Boletarian Palace is cool, and Tower of Latria Zones 1 and 2 were like some really cool stuff too. This is some weird-ass Lovecraftian nonsense. I don't even know. Like, it's just bizarre. And also this Legend of Zelda fixation on just hating pots for some reason. And lots of spots that make me nervous because I feel like they're making me walk up on a ledge specifically to have something spawn behind me and kick me off. I should not be running like that. It's a good time, it's a good way to be blindsided by like some kind of cliff or other bad news. Like, oh, by the way, there was a hole right there. Or a boulder came rolling down the stairs, which has happened already in this game. I don't think it happens here, but it's something that is worth being cautious of, generally. Can't I hit you? Oops. I don't think it works that way. But yeah, in case this was oh hey, monster. How you doing? Oh hey, stop that. Rude. Yeah, in case you were somehow on board with everything until now, here's a creepy flesh wall, just to make you uncomfortable again. I should not have rolled. It's a bad time to roll. You know, let's just swing a weapon. Ah. The mobility of my actions is making me nervous because I don't want to fall off. Get out of here, demon man. Devil man, get on. Go regrow your legs somewhere else. This place constantly gives me this sense that, like, platforms are going to collapse, and, like, bridges are going to collapse, and someone's going to be behind me at any moment, because this is just such unnatural and unreasonable architecture. Like, no one would ever build a place like this. Everything about it feels like a trap, or a hazard, or a danger. It's completely nonsense. It is the type of weird things you only find in anime, or stuff that is trying to pay some sort of... It's usually stuff that claims it's Lovecraftian. We'll have these creepy spires and bizarre passageways. I need to get around to actually reading Lovecraft so I can refer to more than just things that say they're Lovecraft based. I have the complete works of Lovecraft in a, like, I have the tome. I'm like, I'll get around to these one of these days. One of these days, goddammit. I've taken to the most bizarre pattern where I read one, like, 300-page novel, and then I read one graphic novel, and I alternate. I've created a rule where I alternate between the two for some reason, because I've generated a backlog of both. You can almost feel like some kind of inspiration for what would later become elements of Anor Londo, not visually, like not the same, not literally the same source visuals, because no, this is not the same architecture at all, but just this idea that it's this massive structure that's built for something else other than you. Because Anor Londo's not friendly to the idea of you traversing it necessarily. And then there's really obvious calls to, like, the Nightmare of Mensis, I want to say. I mixed up the nightmare names. But clearly one of the nightmares is based on this place. It's like, it's just, it's this. Like, this is it. This is Bloodborne. This is the most Bloodborne location in the game, I would say, is this crazy nonsense. I'm also realizing that's probably not snake scale, is it? That's probably chains, but just like it's a low-res PS3 texture thing. It's like, that's a giant obvious chain, but then that snake scale looking stuff, when you look up close, is actually a series of parallel chains. So it really is just like a creepy fleshy tumor heart thing that's just, for some reason, being contained or entombed or something. It just makes the whole thing uncomfortable. And boy, do I not remember what order to go places here. So I'm just kind of wandering. Uh-oh. You didn't see that. Ow. Rude. Oh, here's where the problem happens, huh? Oh, there's two of you. Gotcha. He looks so sad when he dies. It's not like a... Oh, God. Oh, God, get him off me. Make him stop. Hey, you. What are you up to? Don't go shooting at me with your ranged attacks. What is this nonsense? Sometimes their AI really borks at the whole, like, how do I fly around and fight thing, and they just fall to their death because they forgot to fly. It's really funny when it happens, but it's not super common. But it is funny when they're trying to orient themselves, and sometimes they just kind of will fall in place for a bit to try to slightly change where they are. Does that count as foreshadowing? Two gargoyles at this platform with the... that has the pyre at it? Kind of. Lambage. Oh shit, how do you get back from here? I don't think you can just vault back on. Oh my god, you can. What? Wait, you can just climb back up that? I'm pretty sure I've died trying to roll across to there before. And you can just climb back up, you just walk over. It's no big deal. What the fuck? Oh, I've definitely died because of that before. Trying to make my way back over to the ledge. Oh, hi. Would you like to land, please? No, down here.
I can see you.
I don't think I hit him. Nope. I'm coming for you. There we go. Oh, I think that corpse had an item on it and it fell off, didn't it? I thought I saw an item. I don't remember. Boy, does that seem like an incredibly reasonable thing to try to reach. Yeah, no big deal. It'll be easy. Oh, I don't trust this at all. This is not to be trusted. Old Spice, that's not even worth it. Old Spice is so not worth it. Don't do that for that. You're gonna have to get some handrails in here. OSHA's gonna go after you. It's an unsafe working environment. Oh, what? 80 damage? Was that just the chip damage of, like, when you brush up against the edge of the hitbox? The weird, like, what we call, like, the BS, like, boss hitbox, where they slam 5 feet away from you and then you get hit anyway? Is that what, was I doing that? Because that's kind of neat. Can I bridge? Hello, bridge. Oh, goodbye, friend. Is there something over here? That's what I thought. Oh, hi. Are you alive still? Oh, what? You couldn't tell if he was alive or not. That's great. I hit him, but he was doing an animation, so he had to, like, calibrate for a bit. Like, oh, that was a bad timing. That was real bad timing. I just want to beat everything to death with my giant dragon spine weapon or whatever. This is such an absurd sword. Is there a jump off spot on this bridge, on this elevator? The series has made me so paranoid about those existing. Can't remember if there's any in this game where you'd like jump off a ladder, an elevator halfway up or something. Oh yeah, we're doing this. This is Lovecraftian kind of, isn't it? This weird sense of like a bunch of weird cultists all worshipping some kind of unknowable super great one old being thing. This is weird. Oh, the little grippy hands can't hold on anymore. Because the chain's dropping. Renowned soldier's soul. There's something up here, isn't there? Or not? The tower actually keeps going up. I don't think I can get onto the other side. I think it's just... I think it's there for environmental completion's sake, but not for, like, navigation's sake. I don't think you're supposed to go up there. Or maybe you can get there from somewhere else. I think it's just meant to be completion of, like, you know, making the tower look like what it's supposed to, but not necessarily having the level design point that way. The cages. Speaking of things they brought back for Dark Souls, the cage elevators. Or there's this one. The naughty cage elevator. The important cage elevator. Ouchies. Char of the Archstone, so you can warp back if you want to. That's important to give you, because they're giving you access to this NPC here, and it's a choice to let them out or not. Because he's Lautrec. And so giving you an Archstone shard lets you teleport out of here if you need to. Because that's the only way to leave, besides taking the cage, I believe. I think.
Are you here to fight the demons? If so, then help me escape this place. I am on your side. I have come to face the demons. Thank you. I will remember this. I am certain we will meet again. I will remember this. I am certain we will meet again.
There's a decent chance I'm gonna end up killing you. I might do the assassination plotline for once in this game. Just because I never really do. And I'm doing all sorts of different things this time around. Yeah, I would totally feel safe in that. That's not crazy. Goodbye. Oh no, I'm good. Sending it to the depths of hell. No big deal. It's fine. I'll probably gain some insight down there. Help me spot all those tentacles in the room. The game, the room, not this room, necessarily. Oh, right. This place is the same zone. It's remarkable how extensive some of the zones are compared to other ones. A lot of love went into this bizarre world that we're in right now. It's just uncomfortable, and there's so many things going on. Tentacles as far as you can see. Hello. Ow. That didn't work out. That didn't work out. It's a scorpion monster with faces. It's mad at me. Hey, people on torture wheels in the sky. You know, that's where I like to keep my torture wheel people. Is in the sky. Nice and comfortable. There's some kind of hazard around here, isn't there? I seem to remember some reason why it's not safe to just casually run around and pick up items. Fragrant ring, I think that's the MP recovery ring? Yeah, recover MP over time. That's an important spellcasting one. This world is filled with things that are good for spellcasting. Can I climb that? Or, there we go. Ah, it's our favorite friend. He's back. Extra friendly. It's a bit of continuity, because he was just in the last zone, too. I guess it's just a thing that exists for some reason. And maybe they captured one from the previous zone and brought it here. Which, you know, like, I question that decision, honestly. Yeah. Ow, ow. Wow. Bit of an extreme response. Jesus, I do not remember the melee being quite that powerful. Well, shit. That wasn't a good time. Thankfully, I don't care too much about souls, so I'm not that worried about whether or not I get back to my body or not. Huh. Well, that wasn't very nice at all. You're not getting a wedding invitation. Nope. Ain't fighting you again. Bye-bye. I got a few other paths I could poke around at up here before I go down. I'm trying to remember whether or not I can drop the heart or not before I leave, before I go down there. I think I have to go down there and then come back up somewhere else to find more cultists to antagonize. I should check what rings I'm wearing. Just in case. Flame and great strength. I mean, yeah, I'm not really crazy about other ring types necessarily. I mean, there's not much fire going on around here, I suppose. I don't think I have resist against magic, though. That lowers your magic defense. That's the opposite of what I'm going for. Could wear the Thief's Ring just to be harder to spot. There's not a lot of fire going on around here. Thief Ring just reduces aggro radii.
So what's over here?
Ah. Here I thought I might be skipping on something. Nope, I actually might have to go all the way through that again. Time for a risky run. There's a lot of spots where I get knocked off a ledge and this could go very poorly all of a sudden. There's basically two different AI groups. There's the ones that are like, I'm gonna melee you, and there's ones that like to use ranged attacks. And the ones that like to use ranged attacks have very different behavior where they'll like back up and they'll be dancing all over the place and like a different character altogether, but they look almost identical. I am under attack. It'd be really nice to just give me the... Oh no. That was almost the best timing ever. If only I'd been running still, but I was worried about running into the hole and falling off the ledge. This is the authentic Demonzu Souru experience. The long-ass run whenever you die. Those bonfires got a whole lot more common in later games. Which is to say, any amount more common than once every boss fight would be more common than this. But even games like Dark Souls, I sometimes thought they committed to the idea of doing a long run at the beginning of the game with Tauros Demon, and then just like almost like intentionally just didn't do it again for the longest time. Is what it kind of felt like. Do these ones go? Because these are might take me somewhere else. Like, that's the big initiation of learning how to play Dark Souls, is that you have to deal with the Tauros Demon, which is the first actually aggressive boss fight that kind of requires you to learn the ropes. And the path there is an actual gauntlet of enemies that you have to fight through, and it's so hilariously easy and minor if you're used to the games at this point, but wow, that was a problem. And that footage is online of me and Andrew trying to play the game for the first time, and trying to force our way through the Tauros Demon part and like just suffering. But Demonzu Souru largely lets off on that challenge over time, I think. Or Dark Souls, I mean, Dark Souls 1. It comes up again though with the fact that there's like no bonfires on the way to Seath, if I remember correctly. And then it happens again with Four Kings. There's just this absurd amount of time spent with no bonfires, and it's like weird. Whoopity 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 whoopity. No, I'm a badass. No, you're a badass. No, I'm a badass. Ow. There we go. It's like 1,000 toddlers trying to pretend to be a ninja. Just holding 500 different weapons going whoopity 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 whoopity, just swinging it in every random flailing direction. And yet, despite the total lack of grace, it's like the most dangerous attack in the game, apparently. He doesn't look like he knows what he's doing, and he does know what he's doing, but you walk into that attack radius and suddenly you have to do a run back. Enjoy the trip. I go up here every single time, but I don't remember if there's actually a reason to, or if it's just a dead end that had no purpose. And I think it is yeah, it's just a tentacle that goes up there. Well, that's wildly dangerous. Anyway. Admit it, you do it too, don't you? It's a wibbly wobbly circle-y tentacle that goes up a pillar and like, oh, this must be a staircase. And then it just dead ends at a weird tentacle. And that's it. That's the whole thing you've accomplished, is you found that. Now stop living, you weird... all the faces scream at once. No, never trust any creature that can scream in a chorus. Weird, foldy, armored scorpion bugs that have freaking, like, 8 faces. It's very dark. The wheel's still moving. Just a guy hanging upside down on it. Precursor to those skeleton wheels. 404. Sanity not found. Oh, Jesus. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. It fell apart and then attacks you again, doesn't it? Or is that just another one? Oh, is it pushing the head towards me or something? I think it was. I do like the rolling attack. Really cool animation. He stumbles forward. He does the roll, then comes out of the roll, stumbling forward, then puts all of his weight into the sword, which drives into the ground, and then he has to pull it back out of the ground because he wedged it so hard. It's actually one of the faster attacks you can do, especially compared to the, at least coming out of the recovery. It may not be the fastest attack, like, from, if you compare it, like, from being flat-footed to the attack, but if you cannon from the roll recovery to the attack, it's like, oh shit, that's really fast. Which means it's one of your few, like, response to an incoming attack type moves that could potentially give you an opening. I think that as you damage them, I think you're supposed to damage them, and then during the fight they'll split in half midway through, and then the head will fight you without the tail. But I do so much damage with this weapon that it just instantly dies. It's interesting, they give you the ability to go into all these zones in any order you want to, but at the same time each zone kind of does have a difficulty scale to it that seems to almost assume that you would play them in a certain order. The beginning of each zone, usually, of course, the beginning is usually harder than the later ones of each chapter, but at the same time, there's like entire worlds that are easier than entire other worlds sometimes. That always seems to be like a trend. I'm almost certainly missing something around here because I can't really tell where I'm going. The swampy areas always do this to me. Oh god. I meant to do an attack and I accidentally did the little shove. I like to think that their double death is like a weird reaction to their 404 error message that every single one of them is dying with. Yeah, they're probably better off. I don't think they're having a good life before the death. Just going on a limb here, really. Seems like they're pretty not well-to-do. That's obviously the fog gate, but is there something over... Nope, that's just a tree. That is just the base of a tree. Very, very dark around here. I seem to remember some pesky... crystal lizards? Maybe even an invasion? You'd think you'd be able to attack them or something, but they're just kind of a feature of this zone. There's the trees, there's the water, and then there's the tentacle abominations. Fuck. I've got my ring on. Woohoo! I've got my thief ring. Something gonna land behind me. I hear wings. Yeah, we're not done with the Cthulhu-y things. The Nightmare Mind Flayer jail keepers. When you look at places like this, it's really not a surprise they eventually made Bloodborne. This vaguely, like, fleshy, uncomfortable, like, Lovecrafty insanity elements and blood sacrifice ritual crazy stuff. Like, it's all... They clearly got a fixation on it. I managed to miss like an inch away from that guy's face. There's the crystal lizard. Yeah, that's the pesky one. Can I catch it? Gotta guide you back away from the... There. There we go. Ah. Wow, that was... Wow. That was almost hitbox porn. I walked away from his attack. I gotta watch those videos. There's supposedly playthroughs online of various Souls games where people beat the Souls game without blocking or dodging. Which means that they have to... That means that they have to be, like, walking around each attack, right? If you're not blocking, you're not dodging via, like, that's like you're not rolling. That means that you must be dodging by literally just walking away from each attack, like what I just did there, where he's about to... Scorpion sting me, and I just walked slightly out of range, unintentionally, really. That's gotta be some next level batshit insane gameplay.